Now we are going to see about the modes of cognitive development as presented by Jerome Bruner. Jerome Bruner is a psychologist who focused much of his research on the cognitive development of children and how it relates to education. Bruner's theory of cognitive development focused on the symbolic activities that human beings employ in constructing and making sense not only of the world but also of themselves. Bruner theorized that children construct knowledge using three modes of what he called representation. These representations correspond to the different developmental stages. Each mode is a way in which the information or knowledge are stored and encoded in the memory. Bruner's theory of cognitive development is concerned with the ways of representing or thinking about knowledge at different ages. The three modes of representation develop in order and allow the child to think about the world in more sophisticated ways. The modes are enactive mode, iconic mode, and symbolic mode. The first mode is enactive mode, which is from 0 to 1 years, that is from birth to 1 year of age. This mode of representation is dominant in babies who first represent or interact the world through their actions. Knowledge is therefore stored in the muscle memory. At this stage, the infant is unable to make use of language images or other symbolic representations for carrying out his thought process and represent them through non-verbal activities based on motor actions and movements. The information is stored according to physical movements. So when something has to be remembered, the movement is recreated. For example, a baby shakes a rattle and hears a noise. The baby has directly manipulated the rattle and the outcome was a pleasurable sound. In the future, the baby may shake his hand even if there is no rattle, expecting his hand to produce rattling sounds. Thus, the baby does not have any internal representation of the rattle and therefore does not understand that it needs rattle in order to produce a sound. Next mode is the iconic mode, which is from 1 to 6 years of age. This mode represents knowledge through visual or auditory images. Children in this mode represent things and events in terms of sensory images or mental pictures. Children dominated by iconic mode have difficulty thinking beyond their images to categorize knowledge or understanding relationship between objects. Information is stored using images which may be based on a smell, hearing or touch. A smell may trigger a memory. For example, a child drawing an image of a tree or thinking of an image of a tree would have a mental representation of a tree in his or her mind. The next mode is symbolic mode, which is from 7 years onwards. This mode enables children to encode the world in terms of information storing symbols such as words of a language or numbers of mathematics. This allows information to be categorized and summarized so that it can be more readily manipulated and considered. The symbolic mode allows children to think beyond the physical images of iconic mode. The information is stored in the form of language and numbers. Each symbol has a fixed relation to something it represents. For example, the word dog is a symbolic representation for a single class of animal. Symbols, unlike mental images or memorized actions, can be classified and organized. Now let's see how these representations are connected to learning. Bruner believed that all learning occurs through these three modes of representations: the action-based, image-based, and language-based. According to Bruner, learning should begin with direct manipulation of objects. For example, in mathematics education, Bruner promoted the use of algebra tiles, coins, and other items that could be manipulated. Only after a learner has the opportunity to directly manipulate the objects, they should be encouraged to construct visual representations are images, such as drawing a shape or a diagram. Finally, a learner understands the symbols associated with what they represent. For example, a student in maths understands that the plus sign means to add two numbers together and minus signs means to subtract. Now we'll see the educational implications of this theory. Bruner stressed that the purpose of education is not to impart knowledge, but instead to facilitate a child's thinking and problem-solving skills, which can then be transferred to a range of situations. Specifically, education should allow develop symbolic thinking in children. Bruner argued that schools waste time by trying to match the complexity of the subject material to the child's cognitive stage of development. He stressed that certain topics are considered too difficult for children, and such topics may be taught only when the teacher believes that the child has reached the appropriate stage of cognitive maturity. Bruner believed that a child of any age is capable of understanding complex information through the concept of spiral curriculum. The information should be structured in such a way that the complex ideas must be taught at the simplified level first and then revisited at more complex levels later on. Therefore, subjects would be taught at levels of gradually increasing difficulty. The spiral analogy. If children are taught in this way, they solve problems by themselves. Bruner proposed that children construct knowledge by organizing and categorizing information using a coding system. Bruner believed that the most effective way to develop a coding system is to develop it rather than being told by a teacher. The concept of discovery learning implies that students construct their own knowledge for themselves. Now it is known as the constructivist approach. The role of a teacher should not be to teach information by rote learning, but instead to facilitate the children's learning process. This means a good teacher will design lessons that help students discover the relationship between bits of information. To do this, a teacher must give students the information they need, but the students should organize the information on their own. Bruner recommended the use of combination of concrete, pictorial, then symbolic activities to lead to effective learning. According to Bruner, the primary level children should be allowed to manipulate objects. He insisted on activity approach. At the middle school level, they should be allowed to learn by observing pictures, models, representations, and by simple demonstrations. At higher level, lecture method involving symbols and languages can be used. Thank you.